Welcome on Patente a D in English. Join the class if you want to partake of the explanation of all the questions in details in all the topics. So in this short video, I will be explaining the meaning of some specific signs so that when we are being asked the questions in the quiz, we will be capable of answering them without any problems. Okay? Now, the full video is with those who are parts of the class. Okay? So if you want to partake of all the teachings, the number is on the screen. Let's proceed. Now, this sign, which is doppia curva, la prima a destra. So it represents a double curve and the first curve on the right. In the presence of this sign, we have to be careful and watchful on two things. We have to reduce our speed, and we also have to make sure the load in our vehicle is being positioned correctly so that when the vehicle is turning, the load will not lose balance. The reason why we have to reduce our speed is so that we do not lose control of the vehicle because we are on a curve. Okay? Very good. Discesa pericolosa. This one to represent discesa pericolosa, whereby we are descending from a mountain. So in this case, we have to reduce our speed so that the brake, so that we will not be using the brake continuously. Okay, for already, because we are descending from the mountain, the vehicle already intend to go very, very fast. Ok, quindi in presenza di questo segnale bisogna ridurre la velocità per non riscaldare i freni del motore. This sign represents salita, which is climbing. So whenever heavy vehicles are climbing a mountain, you have to what? Reduce your speed so that you do not hit the back of the vehicles which are ahead of us. So in the presence of this sign, we have to reduce our speed and proceed gradually with a lower gear. Okay? Very good. Banchina cedevole. Banchina cedevole means the right side of the road, which is not part of the carreggiata, easily breaks. So whenever we are circulating on this type of road, in the presence of this sign, we have to reduce our speed and be watchful and not to get too much on the edge of the road. Very good. 6.5 tons. It is a prohibition for every vehicle which is heavier than 6.5 tons for the transportation of goods. Okay, so every vehicle which is heavier than 6.5 tons, which is for the transportation of goods, material things, is not allowed to transit on this road. This sign's prohibition also goes for trailers, remorchio, and semi-remorchio. So every vehicle that is being towed is not allowed to transit on this road. Simple like that. Okay. This sign is being used for vehicles that transport dangerous goods or chemicals. So every vehicle that transports chemicals or dangerous goods are not allowed to transit where this sign is positioned. Prohibition of transit for explosives. So vehicles that transport things that easily explode or flammable things are not allowed to transit on this road. In this case, we are not talking about your fuel. We are just talking about that which you are transporting, which is not part of the alimentation of your vehicle. Okay. This sign also prohibits the transit of vehicles that transport liquid or goods or material things that easily contaminate water. So if your vehicle is transporting chemicals that can easily contaminate water, you are not allowed to transit on this road. So the prohibition goes for specifically vehicles that are transporting chemicals that can easily contaminate water. Good. Prohibition, or let me say obligation, preaviso. So it's alerting us of a curve on the right side for camions. So camions are under obligation to turn to the right side. But this sign is just alerting the camion to take the right turn. Very good. Prohibition of transit for this type of vehicles, which is autotreno and auto articolato, articulated vehicles and camions. Okay. This sign also prohibits the transit of vehicles that are heading towards Pescara. So every vehicle heavier than 3.5 tons is not allowed to proceed straight to Pescara. Is that clear? Like the video and subscribe and join the private classes. This sign also is alerting the camion and articulated lorries to take the right. Okay, it's not an obligation, it's just an advice for camion to take the right way. Very good. This sign also represents vehicles that are transporting chemicals or explosives or flammable things. The figure 33 and the figure 1203 represent the kind and the type of chemical. So the 1203 represent the type of chemical or the type of product. The 33 represents the level of contamination or the specific type, whether it is flammable or explosive. Thank you for watching up to the end. Like the video and subscribe and join the private classes with Marwin the teacher and get your Patente Chi as soon as possible.